What's up, everyone, and welcome to the TNC podcast, Week 2, NFL. Uh, Learned a lot from last week. So me and Colm are going to recap our picks from last week. But first, let's welcome Zach as our guest this week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He'll
What's up,
be
everybody?
helping us out this week and making some picks. So I'll start first with our recap. So I sadly went 1-3, and I was minus 1.3 units. Shout out to the Jags, lock of the week, for hanging in there at the end and covering that spread. Almost got killed by the back door. But I really liked my picks last week. I had the Patriots against the Eagles, and if they get that 2-point conversion at the end, I cover that one. Terrible first quarter, but I think they outplayed the Eagles the rest of the game. So, hey, you win some, you lose some. And then the Texans pick, I had Texans plus 10 last week. God, I mean, if they score a touchdown, I think we win that bet as well. It was
Yeah.
just C.J. Stroud, we just could not get it done. So again, we'll learn and we'll move on. And then the Steelers, I mean, my God, had the best preseason
Take
in
it
the
easy on us,
NFL this
man.
year. They looked like I was like, damn, they look like a legit team. We thought Bosa was not going to play. He obviously is just an
Game
all-star,
changer.
man. What a guy there. Shout out to Bosa. So, anyways, 1-3 minus 1.3 units for me. Again, shout out to the Jags. Colm, go ahead.
Alrighty. So yeah, I went 3-2 last week. Not terrible. Not where we wanted to be. Newsflash: Kirk Cousins fucking sucks. Lock of the week though, Jags. Me and Troy both had them. I mean, come on, that's all you can really ask for at the end of the day. Like I said, I had Vikings -6, lost it. Vikings team total over 26.5, which I thought was going to be cake, lost it.
Should have been.
I had Bears -1, I believe, lost it, and then what's it called? I also had the my last pick was the over in the Miami Chargers in the Chargers game,
Easy.
and that one cashed. But yeah, and then the lock of the week, the Jags, and we're gonna be kind of counting that towards the weekly bets too, the locks of the week. But yeah, other than that, let's go ahead and jump into this first game here. I'm Troy. I'm gonna let you go
Awesome.
ahead and take off on
Yeah,
this one.
so first game of the week, it's tonight. We got the Vikings it's at the Eagles, right? Yeah, Vikings at the Eagles. I think the spread now is Eagles -6. It started at, I think, 8, so it's come down a lot. I know Christian and Zach have some picks here. I'll kind of briefly talk about why I'm not taking this game. Um, I mean, for one reason, Kirk Cousins in prime time scares the hell out of me. So I didn't want to mess with this game at all because the Vikings had a terrible last week against the Buccaneers. I expect them to bounce back a little bit this week. But again, the Eagles are NFC champions from last year. Defense is loaded. So for me, it was just let me move on from this game. I don't want to mess with Kirk Cousins in prime time ever. So yeah, I'm not taking this game. We'll move on. Zach, what do you got, buddy?
Yeah, I love the Eagles. I think I saw a lot of their defense last week. Didn't see a lot of the offense. I know a lot of people. I've seen some concerns. I don't know if you saw that video on Barstool today about that guy who came to the stadium at 4:15 this morning for the game tonight at 8:15. So that's a little bit of dedication. That's reminding me of college football right there. I love that. But I think that Jalen Hurts is still Jalen Hurts. I think AJ Brown is still AJ Brown, and I think that Devontae Smith is still him. So, I think they still have the weapons to be good. I think they didn't utilize their weapons as good as they could have. Dallas Goddard, I think, was open about 3 or 4 times down the field, just on clear grass in front of them, and they missed that.
Had
So
him in fantasy.
you got this. You have a little bit of anxiety that first game jitters. I know it's the NFL. I know he's been in it for a couple of years now, but it happens. I think it happens to coordinators as well. So I think we're going to be really excited about the offense tonight. What we're going to see, and I have a pick later, but I'm not gonna spoil it too soon. So I'll pass it over to Coleman and see what he has for tonight.
Yes, sir. So this is one of my picks, and this video is going to be posted a little bit later than we had planned. But right now we're recording right before the Thursday night games. So I do have Eagles -6. That is going to be one of my weekly bets. Huge right here. Vikings center out. Vikings left tackle out. What are the Eagles good at? Controlling the trenches. I mean, they're gonna completely have to cut off Slay's side of the field. They're not gonna be able to throw to him. Slay is a dominant corner, and they have made it clear that their game plan going into this week, I believe, is going to be not throwing to his side, getting it to the other side. Bradbury is out. I believe what's that white safety's name? Only white safety in the league. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm talking about, though. He's out too.
Yeah.
He's a white safety. No one knows his name. But what I was saying is basically, I love the Eagles. I think they're going to dominate this offensive line. I think they're going to get to Kirk. Kirk is known to take sacks, hold the ball too long, not make decisions, kind of do this little number here and take sacks. So for that reason, I got Eagles -6. I'm going to go to the next game here. I'm going to intro this next one here. This one here is going to be the Packers at the Falcons, and also my pick 2 in that. I forgot to go over that one too. That's going to be Hawkinson over 4.5. It's just a little player prop, something to throw on that. But that's just something light. Packers versus Falcons. Troy, I'm going to hand this one over to you. We got it over under 40.5, and we got Green Bay -1. What do you got on this one, buddy?
Yeah, so no pick officially for me on this one, but I love the Falcons in this spot. Jordan Love last week, yeah, he looked pretty good, but I mean, let's face it, he was playing against the Bears. A lot of the throws he had were very easy throws, nothing too crazy. And the Falcons, my God, the run scheme that Arthur has there is incredible.
Woo.
I mean,
Loving it,
wide
loving
open
it.
holes the entire game, right? So you're telling me that the Falcons are a home underdog in this game against Jordan Love, who's started one game, or maybe he started one with Aaron Rodgers hurt, but you get what I'm saying. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Falcons. I think the line has moved to Falcons -1 now.
Oh, wow.
So you know what that means? That means pros are hammering Falcons, right?
Sharps on it.
So,
yeah, so I'm going to take if this is one of my picks, it was just out. It was literally the next one I would have picked. I would be all over the Falcons. I got them. I put like a half unit on it, so again, it's not an official pick for the podcast, but yeah, Falcons +1 is what I got it at. It's now -1, so yeah, Falcons they should roll in this game.
For sure. Zach, what you got on this one, buddy?
Yeah, I don't actually have a pick for this one, but I do agree with Troy a lot of things he said. I don't like that they didn't really get the ball to Drake London or Kyle Pitts. But, you know, I think Desmond Ritter said it the other day in the presser. He's like, I don't care how many times I throw it. If we're running all over you, we're going to win the game. And all I care about is a dub. So I think that's a big thing for Arthur Smith as well. You know, do what you can. And if you're good at running the ball, run the ball. So I think they schemed up exactly what they wanted to. And I think with Green Bay, I think the tough thing with them is they don't really have that star wide receiver. I know Christian Watson is out. Sadly, he's on my fantasy team, but they do have Romeo Dobbs and they do have some guys. But I just don't love their chances this week. So I am going to go with the Falcons ultimately, although it's not going to be a pick for me.
Right.
I do think they roll here, and
So you would lean Falcons.
Definitely would lean Falcons.
Absolutely. Yeah. The only thing that I got on this one is I think the biggest thing is week 1, Jordan Love looked really good. But so did the Falcons. The biggest thing for me as a Falcons fan that I'm personally worried about is Desmond Ritter being scared to throw in those tight pockets. Because you have to win a Super Bowl, you have to be able to throw the ball in the league. We saw what the Titans did with Derrick Henry. That team was stacked. Went all the way to the AFC Championship, lost in the AFC Championship. But honestly, I think if they get to the Super Bowl, they still lose. I just don't think run-heavy offenses win games. I think quarterbacks do. It's been like that for the past 20 years, it seems like. Quarterbacks win Super Bowls. And unfortunately, I don't know if Desmond Ritter's that guy to get it done. But if you put a good quarterback in there, say we have a bad season, we get Caleb Williams or something with Bijan, we're talking about an elite offense with Drake London, Kyle Pitts, someone that can open up the field. Because a lot of teams are going to make Desmond Ritter pass the ball. They're going to take their safeties. They're going to pull them down. They're going to play man coverage on Drake London and Kyle Pitts, and they're going to hope that Desmond Ritter just messes up and throws a pick. So for that one, I'm going to stay away because I still don't think Green Bay is a great team. I think Falcons are more put together, and Desmond Ritter can just go 15 for 18 like he did last week and run the ball 30 times, and we win the game. So I'm gonna stay away from this one. I think Jordan Love's the real deal. But let's go ahead and jump into this next one here. It's gonna be Raiders at Bills. These over unders and spreads are from yesterday, so lines move. So just take that with a grain of salt. But right now we got an over under of 47 in the Bills minus 9.5, which I believe has come down to -9. Correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty, but Zach, I don't have anything on this one. So I'm gonna let you take this one over, and then we'll pass it over to Troy because I believe he does have a pick on this one.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people are overreacting when it comes to Bills, Bengals, Kansas City. They all lost, which doesn't happen often, especially not in the same week in that powerful division. So, I think I love the Bills still. I think I'm more of a Josh Allen guy, and I really do think that he just didn't play very great. But I don't like the Raiders at all. I know they did some good things last week, but I don't like the Raiders. I think if I was going to lean anyway, it would definitely be towards the Bills. But I definitely wouldn't choose anything on this for myself.
Yeah, it's a big line, and definitely the Allen.
They didn't
Diggs,
show me enough last week.
Yeah, the Allen Diggs drama makes me really worried about just them as a whole as well.
Oh yeah, especially with the stuff you saw on Twitter after the game.
Right.
With Diggs saying like,
this shit, you see
be
that?
smart, be smart, be smart. It's like,
Don't do that.
I think Josh Allen knows. I think Josh Allen knows when to be smart, and I think he knows he wasn't. But that's how Diggs is, a powerful personality, and
Yeah.
you get those powerful personality guys, and that kind of stuff happens. So I'm just not really sold on them yet. So I'm gonna need a couple more weeks to kind of figure out what they're all about.
10-4. All right, Troy, what you got on this one, buddy?
Yeah, so this is going to be my lock of the week, and for many reasons. This is overreaction week 2. You'll see like a team like the Bills, who are really, really good, lose. The public overreacts. Oh my God, the Raiders line keeps going down. So, anyways, I got the Bills at -8. It's now at, what did we say? It's at 9 now. Yeah, it's at 9 now. So I got them at -8, which I love. And 2 reasons, man. Josh Allen never plays good against the Jets. It's a known thing. He's even admitted it. That Jets defense is for real. I mean, they are.
That's secondary.
They single-handedly won that game. 4 turnovers, right? And so the Bills are going back home. Bills Mafia is going to be in the building. Josh Allen's not turning the ball over 4 times. Yeah, so give me the Bills -8. They probably win this game by 17-20, and I think it's a blow. I think it's the easiest pick of the week.
Absolutely, yeah. And also take with a grain of salt, guys, as Troy deals with some dogs. Take it with a grain of salt too. That these lines, we're making these bets throughout the week. So these lines are the day before. Usually Wednesday. It's either usually like a Tuesday or Wednesday line. Me and Troy make a lot of our bets on Mondays or something like that. We get kind of the lines early. So we try to give you the most accurate line, but we may have caught it a little bit sooner. So just keep that in mind.
And I'll add to that. Remember, lock of the weeks are 2-unit plays for us. The other bets we make are 1-unit plays, which is why I'm minus 1.3 units for the season, because the Jags kind of helped me last week. So Bills -8's lock of the week for me. Lock it in. I like it all the way up to 10. Above 10, I don't like it anymore, but all the way up to 10, I like it.
Absolutely. Let's hop into this next one here. I know we got Ravens, Bengals. I personally absolutely hate this game. Once again, this is a tough one for me. When we got this spread, it was at 46, and the over-under was at 46, and the spread was at Cincinnati -3.5. Troy, I know you got a pick on this one, so I'm going to pass this over to Zach, and then you go ahead.
Like I said, with the Bills, Bengals lost as well. Baltimore didn't look great on offense. I think we all kind of expected that, though, with the offense coordinator change. Lamar Jackson kind of having to get into a new offense. I think everyone, especially you, Troy, you kind of talked about that. You were harping on Baltimore last week before the game.
And they did not look good.
Look great, and they didn't look good. I mean,
so bad.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of definitely called that. I do think it's simple things they can clean up, though. I don't think it's huge things. I also don't think that J.K. Dobbins getting hurt is the roughest thing for them, in my opinion. I think he's good, but I think Justice Hill is good too. So
Let's hope.
I think they're going to be right. I think they're going to be okay.
Right.
But this game is it's always close and it's always a toss up, and that's every year. So I'm not going to touch it, but I do like I would lean the Bengals honestly. So
Yeah. So yeah, this is another pick for me. It's a 1 unit play for me. I got the Bengals -3, and again, it's going to be some of the same reasons from last week. The Lamar Jackson did not look comfortable in that offense last week, and I think it's going to be some of the same this week. They're going on the road, divisional game, and Joe Burrow he's gonna bounce back, right? He got the new haircut. He's ready to fucking roll.
Oh, you got a haircut?
Jamar Chase. Oh yeah, he said it's business time. Yeah, new haircut. So yeah, I like the Bengals -3 at home. Divisional game. Usually these games are decided by a field goal or something, right? So
right.
I don't think the Bengals are going to lose 2 in a row. I mean, teams that go 0-2 to start a season usually don't make the playoffs, right? This is people don't understand. This is a huge game for the Bengals, right? Big week. This is the last year they're going to have T. Higgins on they're going to be able to ride that contract. This is the year they have to make shit happen. So yeah, I like the Bengals -3 for that reason.
Perfect.
And I think it was close to being my lock of the week. So yeah, give me the Bengals -3.
Perfect.
I think it's an easy one.
Awesome. Let's hop into this next game. We got Lions versus Seahawks.
Again, sorry for the dogs barking. Someone I guess.
Nah, you're good.
Dying
man. You're
outside.
good, man. You're good, man. So the next one we got.
Hey,
is
everyone's got dogs. It's good.
Yeah, for real. So let's go. We got Bengals for this here. Perfect.
Seattle
we got Seattle versus Detroit now. We got an over/under of 47, and we have a Seahawks +6 spread.
So I'll start this. I don't have anything on this one. I think it's overreaction this week on teams. The Seahawks got blown out. The Lions had a big win against the Chiefs. The Seahawks aren't going to play that bad again, right? I mean, let's be real. So again, I don't really know much what's going to happen with this. I think Detroit probably wins it, but again, the Seahawks have a really talented team, so it's one for me where I'm just going to stay away. I don't know too much about it. Don't feel confident in it. So, y'all have anything on this one?
I don't personally have anything on this one, but I will say this spread is actually Detroit. This was typed in wrong. It's Detroit -5 now, so I'm gonna go ahead and update that. So we got an over/under of 47. Detroit -5. I don't really have anything on this one. The only thing that I really have on this one is it's kind of a weird game because we saw what they did last night when it came to, or not last night, last Thursday when it kind of came to the outperformance of the Lions to the Chiefs. I think they look like the real deal. I think they really the backs just look nasty. Like last year, they didn't have that explosiveness in the backfield. Like Dave Montgomery looked really good. Jahmyr Gibbs looked insane. Jahmyr Gibbs was taking big hits, and he's a little guy, and he was standing straight up, like not even acting like he got hit. But yeah, so other than that, I don't really have anything on this one because the Ravens are in a weird spot right now. They didn't look great last week. Lamar didn't look great, but it's Lamar Jackson. It's just like the same thing with Joe Burrow. It's Joe Burrow. So they're probably going to have a bounce back week here, I would think. But yeah, I got nothing on this one. Other than the over under may look a little pleasing. I may like the over in this one, but other than that, that's the only thing I can see here.
Wait, Colm, I'm confused. Were you talking about the Seahawks game just now, or were you talking about Bengals game? Because you did mention Baltimore.
My bad. I meant the Seahawks. I looked down and saw the Bengals. Troy's dogs had me rattled there.
They had me rattled too. I was like, God.
I went to the wrong game, but yeah, my bad. So the Lions Seahawks. I don't have anything in that one. I just think that the Goff looked really good last week, and the Lions defense looked really good in their pass rush, and that's about it. So I'm going to stay away from this one. It seems like a pretty even, talented game. I think it's going to be close. It's the only thing I could see is probably the over of 47. But let's go ahead and hop into this next one. We got Colts versus Texans. We got an over/under of 40, and we got Indianapolis -1. And I believe this has swung to Texans -1. I believe.
Yeah. So Colm, you have a pick on this one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you guys take this one, and I'll kind of close it out here.
Yeah, so I actually like this game. It was probably my fifth bet of the week. Like if I were to rank my bets, it was probably number five. Um, I like Houston. It's -1 now. It was +1.5 earlier in the week, and now it's Houston -1. So what does
Hmm.
that tell you? Again, a lot of pros are betting the Texans.
Yep.
So I like Houston. I like at home. Anthony Richardson got banged up last week. If he doesn't learn to slide, he's going to be out of the NFL like Robert RG3. Again, I
Hmm.
hate RG3. Guy's terrible, but yeah. Anyways, I would lean Texans here. Zach, you got anything?
Nope, don't have anything on this one. I think that both those teams have young quarterbacks. They have young teams. Um, don't love any pick here. I mean, if I had to pick something, I think I would lean Colts, honestly, a little bit on the other side of you, Troy. I think that Anthony Richardson looked okay. I think he looked better than CJ Stroud did. I think he actually completed drives, which was a huge thing.
Yeah.
And it's a huge thing in the NFL. You have to complete drives. And, uh, CJ Stroud didn't. So I know that Houston's defense did look good last week, and, they didn't look bad, but Will Anderson looked good coming off the edge. So, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's not a pick for me yet. I got to see both teams a little bit more.
Absolutely,
Colin, what you
absolutely.
got?
So I do have a pick on this one. This is gonna be my last weekly bet. We still got my locker of the week, but this is gonna be my last weekly bet. I got Colts -1. Kind of reiterating what Zach said. I think AR. It was one of those things where, why is everyone hating on AR? You know what I mean? He looked fucking good, man. I watched that game. He
Yeah.
looked good. Like he was running the ball. He threw a lot of good passes. I mean, I think Pittman had it's like the best game he's had in like 2 years or something like that. So I don't know. I'm a big fan of AR. I really think that he's gonna be like the future of the Colts if he can stay healthy. But I mean, it's a learning thing. Jalen Hurts had to learn it too in his first year, and you can even see him now. He's even being smarter with the football, getting down, especially with what happened in the Super Bowl and that big fumble. I mean, ball
Right.
security and staying healthy is a big thing in the NFL with quarterbacks right now. So I think if he can learn to stay healthy, in worst case scenario, he gets hurt, and you know who's coming in. That bad man Minshew. You know what I mean? So even if he does get hurt, I still love Colts -1 if AR gets hurt first play. I still think Minshew just dices these Texans up. I think the Texans are the worst team in the NFL. I do think that they will have the first pick next year. But other than that, yeah, I love the Colts -1. So yeah, give me that. And let's hop into this next game here. We got Jags versus Chiefs. I know that Troy's got to pick on this one, so I'll kind of open this one up. So I don't have anything on this one for one reason, and I'm just gonna be kind of short on this. So when in this type of betting, it's kind of weird. You have the Jags in a revenge spot from the playoffs last year, and then you have the Chiefs that lost week one. So you have a revenge spot and then a comeback spot for the Chiefs because you know that they're probably not going to lose week two. But the Jags are kind of pissed about last year, and they remember
Hmm.
losing to them in the playoffs. They took their season away, and that's always I never want to play against a revenge spot. So for that reason, I would definitely be going Chiefs if it wasn't a revenge game. But for that reason, I'm going to stay away from this one. But Zach,
Zach, you got
yeah,
anything?
you go ahead on this one, and then we'll have Troy close it out.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. I don't really have anything on this one. I think I agree with everything you said. Colm, it's a tough spot. I mean, this is a crazy game.
I'm
It's going to be
excited
a
to
lot of
watch
points,
it.
in my opinion. Yeah, it's going to be a great watch. I mean, everyone's excited to watch this. It's two high-powered offenses. I think the Jaguars really showed out. Calvin Ridley is the real deal. He did not lose a step being out. Um, and I think Kansas City, man, they better find some wide receivers. They better have some fucking hands this week because they're not catching the ball. Jaguars could win by 14. You know,
Absolutely.
so it can happen, dude. I mean, the thing is, if Kansas City doesn't show me anything this week, I know Kelsey's back, and that's a nice security blanket that Patrick has. But dude, I mean, the rest of the wide receivers look like they're playing on a fucking Division II team
Yeah.
in college. So pick it up. That's all I gotta
Yeah.
say. I think Jag.
So I don't know
Go
if
ahead,
we
Troy.
I think Kelsey's still questionable, um, but I think he is going to play. But he's technically still
He's gonna play.
questionable. So for me, I'm hoping
He's
he
been
plays
practicing, so
He's gonna play.
because your boy has Chiefs -3, and I mean again, you see with three of my picks, these are the top
the
three
line's moved.
quarterbacks in the league. that lost week 1,
That is
bounce
true.
back week.
This could be a 3-0.
I mean, here's the thing. With Patrick Mahomes, he's never been good against covering the spread, but the reason why is because his spreads are always so fucking
Insane.
high
13
that
and a
it's
half.
hard to cover double-digit spreads
Yeah.
all the time, right?
9.5.
But when he is a
13.
when he is a 3-point favorite or below, the dude doesn't miss, right? He locks it in and he gets it going. I don't really care they don't have receivers. Doesn't matter to me. They got some guys that are talented enough. Tony dropped a bunch of balls last week. That won't happen again. He's a talented receiver. And Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback after losing last week the way they lost. Give me Patrick Mahomes. Completely forgot to mention this. Chris Jones is back
baby.
on the 1-year deal. I mean, that you want to talk about a huge difference? That huge difference, right?
He got paid too with incentives.
Yeah, exactly. So give me the Chiefs -3. It's actually moved to 3.5, which is good for me. Chiefs -3. Lock it in, and let's go to the next one.
Perfect, man. I love it. Alrighty, so the next one that we got is going to be Bears versus Bucks. Over under is 41. Tampa Bay -2.5. Let's get through this one pretty quick, boys.
Let's do this right here. Both these quarterbacks suck. But I hope Justin Fields figures it out. There's not much time to spend on this one. I could not tell you anything that's going to happen here. Let's just go to the next one. This game is terrible.
Yeah, let's just go to the next one. Gun to my head, I'm taking probably
I don't have anything
Bears
buddy,
plus.
I'll be honest.
If anything, put the gun to my head, I'm buying a half point and taking Bears +3.
I think so too.
That's it. That and worst case scenario, you pushed.
Yeah, exactly. So we got Chargers versus Titans. We got an over under of 45. We got a spread of -2.5. This is another one that I'm not huge on.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, this is a quick for me. I think this is a lot of people's plays of the week. They love the Titans in this spot, and I see the value in it. Kind of like I don't think they should have lost last week. They're probably really pissed about that loss last week. The Chargers though just lost to the Dolphins in an absolute shootout, and you're gonna tell me that the Titans are gonna be able to, they have a couple 3-and-outs, and the Chargers get going. That's game. I mean that's game, and we're looking at a -2.5 spread. The only thing I can see here is Chargers.
It'll be 17-0 before they look up.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Zach,
it can be one of those
think?
games.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think I personally, straight up, same thing as Colm said last game, gun to my head, I'm choosing Chargers. I think that they looked pretty good on offense. I think they were explosive, and they kept up, pretty much with the Dolphins last week. So, I don't think that Tennessee has the firepower, and I don't think they're going to be able to run that clock out like they want. So,
So, yeah, for me, if I had to pick something here, I would lean Titans +3. The line's up to 3 now, which is the only reason I would lean anything. But I would lean Titans +3. They're at the house. Mike Vrabel loves these spots right here. Underdog at home. Mike Vrabel kills these spots. But, again, Chargers are a really good playoff team. If they go 0-2, like I said earlier, your chances to go to the playoffs are here. So it's a tough one, man, because I really like Vrabel in this spot, but the Chargers have to win this game, I feel like. So for that reason, I'm going to pass. If I were to do anything, I would lean Titans, but that's about it.
Okay, absolutely. So let's go ahead and hop into this next one. This one's kind of interesting. We got Giants versus Cards over under 39.5, and then we got New York -5.5. This is gives me a quick 2 cents I have on this one. I think -5.5 for New York is completely fucking disrespectful. Yeah, they looked like shit week 1, but come on, guys. We're talking about the same New York roster that was there last year. They had one bad game against the Cowboys that are possibly the best team in the NFL this year. If honestly, I had to put number one, it's 100% the Cowboys. If I had to put my mortgage on, a team to win the Super Bowl, it would probably be the Cowboys this year. But other than that, I got the Giants. I would probably take the Giants -5.5. If I had a fourth play this week, this would definitely be it. Giants -5.5. But that's really it. I got to say about that one.
I think 5's a kind of a dud number. It's kind of like, what do you do with a 5, right? It's but I think I'm with you on that, Christian. I would lean the Giants here, just because of getting beat. last week, 40-0.
And playing the worst team
The
in the
Cardinals
NFL,
are
possibly.
yeah, the Cardinals are an awful team. I would lean that way for sure, but again, Daniel Jones scares me, so I'm just for me, there's no point in me betting this. I have really good games I love, so I would pass. Zach, you got anything?
No, I agree. I think that it's not a bad pick. 100%. I think the Giants are going to win. I think the Cardinals are really bad. I think they are a really bad team. So especially right now without Kyler. So don't love it. Don't love that they sat their three best players as well. So don't love it. Think the New York wins easy.
Perfect. All right, let's hop into
Awesome.
this next one here. Troy, I know you got to pick on this next game of San Francisco at LA,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'll just kind of say my quick 2 cents about it. Personally, 8 is way too many points for me. I like the San Francisco side, but not at -8. I don't love it. I think San Francisco gets this done, but I honestly don't think they cover. But this Rams team without Cooper Kupp, it just looks abysmal, and they just haven't looked that great in my opinion. So I'm going to stay away from this one. You got anything on this one though, Zach?
I don't know about abysmal. I think they didn't look too bad last week, honestly. The young guys showed out. I think that I just got a notification on my phone that Puka Nakua didn't practice today, and that's not a good sign. But
That's
Hey,
not
the
good.
most overhyped wide receiver 3 in fantasy
Jesus
football
Christ.
history, right there.
That's kind of
well,
my
I
point.
don't think it's just him. I think it includes Atwell as well. I think those two guys being young receivers, being really really good and really
Right.
talented.
What was the score
I
last
think
week
that's
to their game?
It was like 30-13.
yeah, something like that.
Like I said,
But
abysmal.
I think that San Francisco is a really, really good team. Their defense it's really good. Their offense is insane. I think Brandon Ayuk really showed out last week. He made those DBs look awful.
Right.
So I don't know. I think if I'm not leaning anywhere, but if I had to, it would be San Francisco, and I think I would take them pretty much all the way up to 10.
Well, boys, this is what I live for
like
right
that.
here. This is what I live for.
Here comes the Georgia boy.
The team blows out the Steelers last week. The number is inflated. Give me the fucking give me the Rams +8. Okay, and here's why. They're at home, an 8-point underdog in a divisional game. It's like people forget that Matthew Stafford's a quarterback. I mean, Buddy won a Super Bowl 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
And then if you watch last week's game, I mean, he looked good. He looked like
he was diming up.
back,
Yeah,
baby.
he did.
So
he looked good.
I don't care that they're young. I don't really give a shit. It's a divisional game. 8 points is way too fucking much. Aaron Donald, last time I checked, still in that fucking defense. And
Right.
Matthew Stafford is the man. I don't care what people say. He's a good fucking quarterback. I'm not saying they're going to win, but 8 points, come
Yeah.
on,
I don't hate this
A little
play.
bit too much.
I could totally see the Rams losing this game by 3 points and covering. You know what I mean? I could see a big cover here, not even just like a small cover.
Yeah.
But like y'all are saying, both of y'all said Rams played good last week, right? Who'd they play? They played the Seahawks. What was the score? 33-13.
That's a good team. The Seahawks are a
It's
good
a good
team.
team.
Seahawks
It's a
are
good
good.
team. It's a good team. But if they played good,
But they're
and
not that good.
and
They're
they lost
not-
by
they're not
that
San
much,
Francisco
exactly.
good.
They lost by that much. They're gonna play the 49ers now, a much better team. I wouldn't say a much better team, a better team.
It's a better
In the
team for sure.
49ers, I mean, if we did the math, the scores are going to be worse. But I could totally see, like what you're saying, Troy. I could totally see the Rams covering. But I'm going to stay away
It's a
from that
scary
one.
pick either way.
Yeah, it's a scary pick for me, but I'm excited to see how it turns out for you. That's for sure.
Yep.
Because I think that'll be a really cool one
Right.
to hit. But the next one we
So-
got is Jets versus Cowboys. We got
God.
over
Let's talk
under.
about Aaron Rodgers real quick, man. I mean,
Yeah, we got an
What
over
a-
under of
what a
38.
That's
sad-
awful, man.
Yeah, over under
what a sad
38.
thing.
Dallas -9.
Dallas -9.
No
I mean,
Rodgers,
just-
like you said.
Oh my God! Like, you want to talk about
Oh.
I mean, I know a lot of people that were watching the game. They're like, "Oh, I'm not watching this anymore."
Bro, you think
And it
you're
was one of the
sad.
most incredible games I've ever seen. Shout out to the guy on Hard Knocks, the receiver that got the undrafted
Yeah.
receiver that ran the punt back. How cool was that shit?
I had Bills -2. It wasn't very cool, but
So yeah, I don't really. The reason I'm not going to even mess with this game is the Cowboys look really good on defense. The Jets defense is ridiculous. If I would have bet the under when it was at 45 on Monday
Right.
night or Tuesday morning. That would have been my play on this, but I didn't catch it in time. Number drop. I think it's at, what is it, 38 now? I mean,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that would be my only thing is I would look at the under like on Tuesday, but I didn't catch it in time. So for me, not messing with it. Zach, I know you have a pick on this.
Yeah, I'm not going to give away my pick, just yet, but
Yeah.
um, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think the Jets offense looked great last week. I think it was mediocre, and I think that it was mediocre, and they still had 4 turnovers. Troy, you forget that they had 4 turnovers, and they went overtime still. That ain't very good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But their defense is really good though. So that's the
very
thing.
good.
It's like, is Dak back? Is Dak good? Is Dak going to be his old self?
But
Is he
Dak
going
can
to
throw
throw
two
the
picks
most
and still win this
interceptions?
game. You
He
know?
can. But that's the thing, is he going to throw 5 interceptions in the first game? Is he going to throw the most in the league, starting half the games as everybody else? What's he going to do? So, and I think you really didn't get to see the Cowboys offense much last week, but you saw it enough, and I think that I really, really like the Cowboys a lot. But that's all I'm going to say for right now.
Yeah.
Hey, I always want to, Christian, before you go,
Yeah, go ahead.
I just saw that Eagles line before kickoff got to 5.5. So I guess you got some people that love the Vikings this week, which is crazy. But anyways, go ahead.
The only thing I got on this one is the Cowboys looked really good week one. Definitely the best team in football
Hmm.
right now, I think. Zach Wilson is not good. Only way I could look at this one would be Dallas -9. I think this could be. I think this could get ugly quick. Because as good as the Jets' defense were, the Bills weren't playing well either. You know what I mean? They were giving a lot of stuff away. Where I think if they could have played, the Cardinals, and I think it would have been a close game. But
Hmm.
so personally, if I was looking anyway, I think it'd be Dallas -9. But I don't have anyone on this one. Let's go ahead and hop into this next one. We got Washington versus Denver with a over under of 39 and Denver -3.5. I don't have anything on this
Yeah,
one.
this is another one where it's like, you know, you kind of look at the teams last week. They both won the game, but like, I mean, I'm sorry, the Broncos lost by a point.
Yeah.
Washington won the game against the Cardinals, but did they really look good? Did Sam Howell really look that good? And then you look at the Broncos. We thought Russell Wilson was going to be a different guy this year. He kind of looked some of the same with Sean Payton. So again, I think it's too early for me to bet a Broncos team right now, just because I don't know the whole what's going to happen with Sean and Russell and that connection and stuff. So for me,
Right.
that's why I'm just like I'm out on this one.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Zach. You got
same.
anything on this one?
Don't love anything with this. I think the offensive line for Washington didn't look great. I think Sam Howell was running the whole game. I think Denver didn't look great either. So it's a hard game to pick. It's like, some of the games we've talked about already. It's a game where you're just gonna have to see. You're not very sure yet. So that's kind of where I am.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have really much on this one. I think Denver's going to be a playoff team this year. With Russell Wilson playing week one, I honestly love Denver -3.5. I may take it the day before. I'm going to see how the line moves. I'm really hoping some people come actually put money on Commanders -3.5. If I can get this at like -3, I'm hammering it. Because I think that Denver defense is really good. But Washington
Hmm.
didn't look that bad. I know they played the Cardinals, but they didn't really look that bad. Let's just hop into this next game. We got Pats at Dolphins. I'm not a huge fan of this game. It's kind of weird. We got an over/under 46.5, which I think is perfect for me to not take it. And then Miami -3, which is probably the only way I could look in this one. But that's really the only thing I could see is I don't know
Yeah,
if the Patriots can
I'll
hang
chime
with
in
the
here.
Dolphins.
That line is now it's you said minus, yeah, it's at 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was at 2.5, and it's now at 3 of Miami. And I mean, let's think about this again. I like the Pats last week. They looked really good, except for that first quarter. Like
Yeah.
again, I think they dominated the game in the second, third, and fourth, but they gave up 16 points in the first quarter because of the
Right.
pick six and shit. So they're at home again. This is prime time. Belichick's your coach. He out schemed the Eagles last week. If you watch that game, like that, Jalen Hurts didn't look good,
Right.
right? That's because of the man Bill. Now, two is going in to New England, had a nice little warm weather game last week. We're going to New England. It might be rainy again. I would take the Pats plus the points, +3 at home. I'll say that again. Divisional game, Pats +3. I mean, when are you going to get that? I'm not taking it because I like my other 4 picks a lot better. But if I had to pick, I would lean Pats plus the points. Zach, you got anything?
Yeah, this will be one of my picks later on. But I think the Dolphins, won a shootout last week with the Chargers. I think their defense didn't look great, but I think the Chargers have a really good offense. I don't think that the Patriots have as good as an offense as the Chargers. So, and I don't think it's anywhere close. I don't think Mac Jones is very good. I think he's okay. He's mediocre at best.
Right.
And I really like Miami's offense a lot.
Right.
So, I'm excited to see if they can make some changes on defense and see if they can stop some things. Because if they can stop the Patriots 2-3 times in a row, make them have 2 scoreless quarters, I think it's going to be good night for Miami.
Yeah, and also a big thing too is they played the Chargers last week, who have Bosa and Mac, and Tua was getting the ball away with no pressure. It looked like. I don't know if that was on the Chargers. I don't know if that was just the offensive line play.
That's on their awful head coach that calls the plays for the defense.
Yeah, I think that defensive coordinator is probably going to get fired from the Chargers pretty soon.
You would think no. The head coach calls the plays. Staley.
Staley's calling defensive plays.
Oh yeah. And you would think that team is run by an offensive guy, and it's not. Like if he actually knew what the hell he was doing, that team would go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Obviously, he doesn't. It's like every year he's coached there, their defense has sucked.
I didn't know he was making defensive
their
play
offense
calls.
Is good.
Which is
great.
No, I know, which is crazy to me with him being a defensive-minded coach.
Right.
It's like, hey, your offense is good.
It's like a backwards thing.
Yeah, figure your shit out, and you're a Super Bowl team.
Right.
You're supposed to be this defensive schematic guy, and your defense looks awful.
And it kind of shows when he was with the Rams, like why he was so good is because the talent there was just obviously ridiculous, right? So, anyways, let's go to the next one. I think it's Saints Panthers, right?
Right. So we got Saints Panthers. We got New Orleans -3 with an over under of 39.5. I don't really have anything on this one. I honestly don't hate New Orleans -3 though. I think that's kind of disrespectful to Derek Carr. He had a tough first week. They still got the dub against Tennessee. Tennessee has a really solid defense. And if you watched last week, Carolina's defense looked questionable. The only good part of that defense is Brian Burns, let's be honest.
Brian Burns, for sure.
It's the only good part about that defense. So I think -3 is a little disrespectful. This might be one of those game day ones where I might see where the line's at. And if it's still sitting at that -3 or that -3.5 region even, I'm probably going to hammer it. But I don't have any official plays on this one. You got anything on this one, Zach?
Yeah, no, I don't have anything on this, but the more I look at it, the more I want to take it. I think Carolina's bad.
Yeah.
I think they're bad. I also think that Houston and Carolina are so bad that I think any team that plays them might be an automatic lock this year. Like it's just and until week 6 or week 7 when they maybe figure little things out or a team slips up against them, I don't think that. I think exactly what you were saying. New Orleans is kind of getting a little bit of hate right here. I mean, -3. I feel like it should be a little bit higher. And you made New York, the Giants, only 5.5, and now you're putting the Saints at 3. I don't know.
No, I think the spread's fair. I think your Carolina team at home, divisional game. I mean, it's 3-point. They're a 3-point underdog at home, right? So I think it's fair. We don't know what Bryce Young's going to be, but he's still the first overall pick.
Right.
Their head coach Frank Wright, he's never done good in week 1, even when he's with the Colts. So I look for the Panthers to bounce back here. I don't like the game just because I want to see Bryce play a little bit more and kind of figure out what he's going to be in the NFL. So for that reason, I'm going to pass. But if I would lean the Panthers here just because they're at home, divisional game. And I like the team. I mean, they have I like it a little bit, right? Like 3 points underdog at home. Like,
yeah, I feel that way about New
Orleans.
But their offense was non-existent. It was not even there.
That's why I said I'm going to pass because I don't know what Bryce Young is going to be in the NFL. So for that reason, I would pass.
Yeah.
But like I said, I would lean that way.
And
anyways,
Troy brought another reason up that I might hammer this is Frank Wright. Why the fuck is he still in the league?
Right.
You know what I mean? Why the fuck is he still in the league? Get him out. He's terrible. He's awful. I mean, what happened with the Colts last year was abysmal. Half of it was definitely Matt Ryan having center blocks for feet. But, I mean, Frank Wright, I don't know. I just don't think he's a good coach. I don't think that they're going to win this game. And honestly, if I had to take it, which I probably eventually will, it's going to be New Orleans all the way. I think Derek Carr. We saw Michael Thomas last week look good. Michael Thomas looked good for the first time in a while.
Chris Olave looked great.
Chris Olave looked great. I mean, when they get Alvin Kamara in this offense, if they even have a halfway decent divisional record, they're probably winning the division once Alvin Kamara gets healthy, because that's when they're going to play the Falcons, and that's I think their only threat in the division right now is the Falcons. And if they have Alvin Kamara, as a Falcons fan, I'm telling you right now, we're losing. But let's go hop into this next game. We're getting a little over time here. Let's go hop into this Cleveland versus Pittsburgh game. This is going to be the Monday night game. So we got an over-under.
The Panthers game is Monday, too. We got 2 of them this week.
Yeah,
we have 2 this week. That's right.
Yeah,
so that's awesome. So we got an over-under 39, and we got a spread of Cleveland minus 2.5. And I don't know if this has moved at all in the past day or so. But I don't have anything on this one. And that's going to give you kind of a foreshadow to my lock of the week. I'm going to have a nice little lock of the week for you guys after this one here. But
Zach, you got anything?
I don't have anything on this one. You got anything, Zach?
No, I think that I really wanted to see the Steelers come out and play well, man. I really wanted them to come out and play well. I really like their offensive weapons.
Me too. Yeah, I had them plus the points.
I mean, I love their offensive weapons. I love Pickens. I love Deontay Johnson.
The defense.
I love Pat. Yeah, I know. It's the thing.
TJ Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick.
You got to show up. You got to show up week 1. So hopefully they show up this week, play a little bit better. Even if they don't win, I'd love to see that offense just kind of produce a little bit more, and to Kenny Pickett look a little bit more comfortable in the pocket. But I don't have anything for this week.
Yeah, me neither. If I were to take anything here, I think I would ride the Steelers again just for a little bounce back, because I had them last week, but I didn't like what I fucking saw. So for that reason, I would just nothing for me here. I know the Browns had a really good game last week defensively.
Yeah.
So that might kind of carry on to this week. But, yeah, for me, nothing here. Christian, I know you have lock of the week here.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Before we get the lock of the week here, I want to say one more thing about this game. Cameron Hayward, I'm looking at it right now. He is officially on IR. He is going to miss
oh, wow.
up to 4. He's going to miss at least 4 games. So he's going to miss at least 4 games. I'm going to check right now live to see if this line is moved with him being moved to IR, because I think he got moved to IR he got moved to IR at about 3 o'clock today. So I'm going to check and see.
It's still 2.5.
So it's still 2.5. Honestly, I'm going to hammer Browns. I'm going to add this to one of my plays. I'm a Steelers fan, and I still think that we're going to lose. Cameron Hayward, not having Cameron Hayward playing Nick Chubb, that's gonna be rough, man. That's gonna be rough. And as much as I love Watt, he does struggle with the run. He's more of a pass rush guy. I think that Nick Chubb's possibly, and all this talk about Nick Chubb, this is another thing. Week 1, everyone's complaining that he didn't get enough carries, and I think he's gonna take that a little bit, and he's gonna go, I might not have got enough carries, but the carries I do get, we're going for 15 plus every carry. I'm going for 15 plus until you give me the ball. So for this one, I'm not going to add it to this, but I'm probably going to hammer this. I'm one of those game
personally
day plays.
Add it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to hammer this game day. But my lock of the week here, boys.
And I think creative right here, right?
I think this is the best possible play of the week. Parlay here. We go Cowboys money line, 49ers money line, Giants money line.
Hey,
Cowboys.
Before you get into it, what are the what's the odds on that? What is it? So plus money? Is it?
It's even. So actually, I think it's a little. I think I actually had to put. I think it was like 50 to win 55. I don't know the exact odds.
So that's normal. That's minus 110. Then.
Yeah, minus 110. But we got Cowboys money line playing the Jets. Zach Wilson. Like Zach said earlier, I really don't.
Yeah, they're winning that game.
Yeah, they're winning that game. 49ers. Against the Rams. I think the Rams possibly do cover this, but there's no way that the Rams win this football game with the team that they have right now and the roster that they have, especially with fucking overvalued Buddy that we were talking about earlier. And then Giants money line, big comeback game, playing the Cardinals, abysmal fucking team. I think they win as well. So that's going to be my play of the week. or my lock of the week, and we're gonna count this as one play. So if I do win this, it'll be a 2-0. Of course, it won't be a 4-0. We're not gonna count all these. It's a parlay, so it's one pick.
Well, yeah, it's one play. Yeah.
Right, exactly. But yeah, other than that, so we're gonna go over to Zach's picks now. This is gonna be a new segment that we're kind of introducing. So we're gonna go over to his. He's gonna go through his picks. So every time that we have Zach on the show, we're gonna have his record here, and so it'll be his overall record on the show because he's gonna be a reappearing guest. So you guys are gonna be able to keep track with the guest picks, see what their record is, and if you like their record, you can take their picks or anything like that. So I'm gonna throw this over to Zach with his first pick of the week. So go ahead, Zach. Yeah, missing two. They're missing their center and their left tackle, I believe. Jalen Carter on center. Fletcher Cox is healthy too, right? Yeah, Fletcher Cox is healthy. Whew. Yeah, for sure. And just a And just to let y'all know too, it's 8:40. It's 8:45 on Thursday. This video is probably gonna be posted at about 9:00, 9:15. So just take that with a grain of salt too. We're picking these basically as this game is happening, so we're a little late, but we are picking these before the game is over and before the game starts. So perfect. Mm-hmm. Shell shocked. Absolutely, absolutely. And your third pick? Yeah. 440 yards, right? Yeah. Dude, he put up 200 yards. You saw that? You saw those routes I showed you? Jamar Chase and... Yeah. Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Love it. Honestly, I had the Eagles -6. Love that one. Cowboys -9. That's a lot of points. Like kind of like what you were saying. With the defense, it's kind of be kind of a toss up. I could see where the Jets kind of may go up early, and then the Cowboys got to kind of play catch up, and they end up winning by 7 or something like that, or they end up winning by like a weird number. But honestly, I still think Cowboys win by 10 plus. Dolphins -2.5. Love that. Always love that -2.5 line, especially against the Pats and Mac Jones, and their offense just fucking sucks. But yeah, I like it. I could definitely see this one going 3-0. But yeah, we'll check back in when Zach rejoins the show. Be a reoccurring guest, so his record will show. We're gonna start off with kind of new people, and then we'll probably have Zach on probably like week 5 or week 6 to check back in with him, his record, and we'll get some more picks from him. That has been it for the TNC Sports Betting Podcast, week 2 of the NFL. But yeah, man. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All that good stuff. Comment. Absolutely. See you next week. Alrighty.